Every input matters. What you figure?
Well, since we're out here, we need to make the most of it, no?
You know about imprisonment liberation. Y'all was on the forefront ever since we first met.
Even that wasn't a pleasant introduction.
But we got through it.
Yeah, but I won't lie to you. This is the cosmos. We are in outer space. This is different.
But they don't know that.
We didn't know that either. And here we are.
Still got it. But this is mercenary work. It's about 100 ships out here, if not more. And we supposed to just figure out how to penetrate them.
Jumping from ship to ship with very little oxygen. Leaping from wall to wall. I mean, I can strike my body into one of the ships or all of them. But I have very little time to plan.
Bridget and high maintenance are almost done. They just need to figure out the magnetization bypass.
They need to try a pulse field with an expansion radius.
Unscripted mileage, as long as it reaches the furnace, that's all that matters.
Well, with the new generation, can we depend on them? Because they have the speed.
No, they got youth.
Can we handle it? Because you know how it is when we take in new members. How well do you know the Indicidia widescape? Well enough. I mean, I'm new to the team. You got years under your belt?
I'm a mercenary. If they call me one of those, means a year.
On our way here, we looked at the complexes.
Look the same?
No, it's really fortified. The burrows are reinforced, entrapped labyrinth, reinforced concrete. I can see how anyone could be captured. Well, we keep breaking people out. We ain't failed that many times.
But you've had your casualties. More victories, though.
Never be afraid to stand by your failures. Especially learn from them.
Sage, huh?
Well, when we're dealing with forces like Hesnus, practice makes more than perfect.
I heard about the indoor skydiving. Little did I know how far you would take it.
Nicole, they didn't believe me. They didn't believe I could pull it off.
Honey, I didn't believe you. And now we're here.
It says something. It says a lot. All the battles I fought, none measured to this. I told Russell. I mean, it's not the answer to reality situations, but this does change every part of the beginning for me. Every part, like there is no going back to the beginning. Even if I did, it would be a cakewalk or a fanning of the flames. You'd have to change my entire perspective. So I want to thank you for this, Kari. You ain't gotta thank me. Thank me when we get all these people home. You're really all in. Personally. I can't leave these people, Nicole. I can't. I know. And we won't. We're all in all the way. And I got your back, Kari. I'm with you. We all are. But this is not the battleground. I know it's not the battleground. Girl, this is different. Is it? Or does it just look different? Well, one thing's for sure. If we do this, like I said, there may be no turning back. What will we be going back to anyway, Home? Where is home at this point, Nicole? What does that even look like anymore? 2 worlds. Now an infinite universe. Like you said, ain't no turning back. Just like yesterday, isn't it? Never really knew 15 years ago was only less than 24 hours earlier. Those are complexes. The entire housing tracts make up the entire Red Side district. It was the initial project development originally intended to take up the entire borough. My guess is after we retired, the realtors had a lot of unrealistic expectations until the end of the manhunt caused the deal to fall short in the middle, causing a half-ass housing complex to be incomplete. What impresses me is how aggressives in the community were able to seize control and overwhelm the authority figures from their own property. It wasn't like the owners weren't doing anything useful with it, Ricardo. No, but what strikes me as disappointing is some of these cats turned these structures into shackle complexes, similar to the prison farms. Well, it explains how this entire district was allowed into its own down the line. City said screw it. Once they became overwhelmed, disregarded the city's zoning contents, not all of the complexes became sweat houses. People all over seized the buildings to house and shelter people. It was just the utilities and repair that are still a challenge. Well, that's why the LIA was able to raise a case of declaration over these areas. You know how it's interesting how these developers are able to fool residents and tenants with apartment building complexes and call them luxury living just because it's in a downtown or a shopping center has a nice garden keeping in front of the building sign. 6 months to a year into the lease, it's all run down into a slum dump and have the nerve to raise the rent for a lease renewal. You expect people to pay luxury prices but don't have a plan to pay luxury wages, but call it luxury living. Well, they sell it well. The grand opening, sophomore year on the scene, it's no different than the Jets after they evict 80% of their tenants when they raise the rent, leaving with nobody living in them. Yeah, the streets did the right thing. Seizing and taking their shit away from them. Freaking owners living in fantasy world worse than someone with unrealistic goals. The owners just know violence. They just have guards. With them removed, the only protection they'll have is a right to a gun. Their last act of self-defense is usually the last stand they'll ever breathe. You and I have firsthand seen a lot of those targets executed over the years. You mean had an involvement? Tell me, Ricardo. Did we do the right thing? Coming back? Rachel, I think we were here the whole time. So this is what it looks like when spirits can't let go. No matter what kindred is ready to trade in exchange for life, who you and I were prevented both of our souls from being sold. Who you and I are. This is who we are? This is who we are? Aren't we both more? What's more than this, Rachel? The end. I think we've been there. Yeah, but do we make it? Do we make it? You saw the same shit I did, Rachel. More than once. How many times? ¿Cuántas veces, Ricardo? Don't sé.
Let me guess, those foot by the ground. Henchmen?
Phantoms. In the city of foot soldiers. They can be very dangerous if underestimated.
Yeah, I saw that. Took a lot of weight for me just to take down one. I don't know, maybe I'm getting old.
Don't show it now.
I'll try not to.
So you and Rattle? Y'all?
It's complicated. You?
Dude named Alon. You want to talk complicated? You want to talk difficult? Try being with a dude that can absorb other people's hits and powers and still throw tantrums. And why he on the bench? Wow, a hero who can absorb hits. I wonder where does that limit cross? Right when you got a headache.
That makes sense. Alright, so after a show of hands, how you feel about the whole Uncharted?
Well, hey, we can't just leave people out there, especially way out there.
I know.
I mean, we can't just leave these people here. Other than that, what are the risks?
Well, we know the risks, shit!
I mean, we're wired for this, but it's like, the cosmic stuff?
So like I was trying to tell homegirl, but she wasn't budging.
Well, hey, I told Kari. I mean, at first I thought she was just BSing around. Dude, she was pretty focused. And then, as I got used to what she was getting at, that's when I knew. She's very determined.
Well, I know what Kari is capable of. And she ain't want to bite off more than she can chew. The thing about it is, it's over 1,000 captives and trying to get them all out. Everybody out? It's gonna be a lot of casualties. It's like a needle in a haystack because somebody has gotta fall. Ain't no way in hell we getting everybody out alive.
Wait, you don't think so? At least somebody's gotta fall. I don't think a whole lot now, come on!
No, it's gonna be a whole lot. If not, then I wanna create a train hop. One jump to the next. Putting escapees on secure, safe escapes.
Well, I, for one, am an optimist.
Oh yeah? Well, alright, Russell. Let's hope we don't share the same fate as the Fallen.